But there's other things I wanted to go on talk about what's going on in the world, and specifically about the rioting and looting and the so-called demonstration, on behalf of someone, which is a pretense they're using to do all these destructive things to destroy this country and the Constitution and its freedoms. I'm going to pull up a few. Let me just pull them up. A few titles here from Zero Hedge. This relates to what's going on with these protests and COVID-19. And here he is, Don Fauci says, this is the title, Fauci says, no doubt, those words in parentheses, crowds could spread virus. High blood pressure raises COVID mortality risk by 2 times. Live update. So, and then the next one, continuing of that, says, quote unquote, seeding event for fresh COVID-19 explosion, CDC chief urges protesters to get tested. All right, so 2 things I want to say about this. That says it in a nutshell here. It's very easy to bring on the second wave from what's going on here. As I had said, anything could happen quickly and swiftly, even though it may seem like, well, maybe things will just go on through the summer or what have you, and this will prolong into however long it would prolong to. And we see that just within the past week or two, there's another card played here where this seems to come into play, both with, people taking rights away and maybe bringing in the military, which is my point here. If this is possibly to happen, maybe like by Sunday or something, I'm not saying it's going to happen or by Sunday, but like there could be an announcement from the White House saying that because of all this, then they're sending in the military, the National Guard, to lock down all these major cities or what have you. I don't know if that's going to happen or if this is going to blow over and they stop protesting and things will get back to normal. I don't know. I don't follow really these things. I don't watch the news, so I'm not saying I know about this, but I'm just saying a possibility is this could just get worse and more and more. There was talk about some making a 1 million man, sort of march out of this, and but it might blow over. It might not. There's a lot of things that could happen to this, especially with the COVID-19. A seeding event. Of course, that's what they want to say could produce this again and start this next wave within this country and the world. Fauci, no doubt, crowds could spread virus. So that's sort of like could bring on this next part of this. And again, as I say, could there be an announcement soon bringing in the military and lockdown and so forth, and saying, oh, there's a new wave, and now that basically that would be it. It would be much, much worse. Now you have the military in place there. And once more, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't like watching those channels that say things like I'm saying here, but they make it seem like it's here, like this is going to happen tomorrow or by this time, and it doesn't happen because they're fear mongering. They want to sell things, have a big channel, and or they're being put up to it. They're COINTEL and so on, whoever or whatever they are, and they're very arrogant and look down upon even their viewers and sort of derogatory toward them if they don't listen to what they're saying about what they say is going to happen by tomorrow or Thursday or next week or something. And it doesn't happen that way. It's to bring fear. So I don't say these things to bring fear, but this is from a prophetic standpoint. Again, I did a video about the mark of the beast and this agenda in the midst of all this. We're in the midst of this being brought out in stages. And again, now we have, obviously the COVID is the main thing that started this. And then with the vaccines and the mark, the chipping, no doubt, it's all out there. And now this card has been played. It's just amazing how so quickly things could could turn and change. And as I had said a few weeks ago, even if things stayed the way they were, there's no doubt, there's no telling that other things might start happening in the meantime. This is exactly one of those instances, what I'm talking about here. And there's another article at the top of the page where it says, a safe space to practice aggression, Veritas infiltrates Antifa fight club in New York City. So anyway, all right, so let me pull out of that. And the next videos, if I put them on, it's more or less just sort of chewing the fat type of thing, just chatting or conversation, a good deal of it. And sort of some other spokes in the prophetic wheel that seem to be looming at this moment have to do with severe weather predicted in the future for this country, maybe elsewhere in the world, and various things, possibly earthquakes and so on top of everything else. And then, which I talk about in the other videos, about things going on in the sky, amazing things that I have seen, just incredible. I mentioned Mr. MBB333. Go to his channel if you want to see. Look at what's in the sky. He does it like halfway through his channels usually anymore. I don't usually watch him, but I've been looking at it because it's amazing what's up there and the things that I've seen very similar to it. If you want to see what others are capturing out there, then again, look at that and pause it, because he goes through it really quickly, and take a good look at those shots. All right. And once more, I do not like sensationalism to come on and say blah blah blah. This is happening. Oh, this is going to happen. Look what's happening. It's going to snowball and everything. But I'm just saying what I'm feeling and sensing in a rational way here, and all the different aspects of things going on. That's all. So the card to roll out the quote-unquote second wave is possibly could be a result of what's happening with protests. Not necessarily, but it would be a perfect opportunity and excuse to play this up once more in a mighty way. And now we see Obama rearing his head, showing himself now in the midst of all of this. What a surprise. I saw this one part of the protest from watching Jason Goodman's On the Street Live coverage yesterday later in the afternoon. And it's very strange because it's almost a festive feeling going on with them. They were singing songs, like I think one was by John Lennon or whatever. But there's something else going on with this. It's not just protesting, against racism or whatever, whatever this is supposed to be for. It seems like they're waiting for something. They're waiting, and they're joyful. They're ready for anarchy to break out, and for a new order, and for the Antichrist to come and to worship him. Because it was very strange seeing that. At least to me, there was something going on there. They were like giddy, happy, festive. There was a spirit there, like they were celebrating something. They're longing for something. They're there for a reason, not just these so-called protests. And these things seem to be pointing to the lateness of the hour. Again, no one knows the day or the hour of Jesus' return, but we see by the signs that these events are happening one upon the other and sort of gaining momentum, and it's all pretty much laid out right in front of everyone's eyes what they're planning to do and when. A lot of those other channels, they feed off of emotionalism and hypothetical scenarios and projections of things, always rattling the skeletons in the closet to make everyone even more fearful. But we don't have to be fearful. Just rest in protection and peace, knowing that we're not going to be here when this all goes down, even though what we see going on before our eyes.